facing the police every single day.
Lawsuit claims Fort Pierce City Commissioner Johnson blocked city critic on Twitter. Keona Gardner, Treasure Coast Newspapers published 1:08 p.m. Eastern Time July 30, 2019 updated 5:11 p.m. Eastern Time July 30, 2019. Fort Pierce City critic Rick Reed has sued City Commissioner Jeremiah Johnson in federal court for blocking him on Twitter. The 14-page lawsuit, filed Monday in U.S. District Court, claims Johnson violated Reed's First Amendment rights when the commissioner blocked him. Johnson on Tuesday said he had yet to be served with the lawsuit, but issued a statement criticizing Reed's behavior at City Commission meetings. "I am inversely as critical of Mr. Reed because it is a well-known fact that he consistently creates a skewed narrative of misinformation to put Fort Pierce in a negative light in hopes of holding government accountable," Johnson said in an email. According to the lawsuit, Reed was blocked by Johnson on July 15, 2 days after the City Commission voted 3-2 against naming a kayak launch park after Sylvie Kramer, who helped lower the county's infant mortality rate. Reed, who paid for and donated the park to the city, had nominated Kramer for the recognition. More, federal appeals court rules Trump can't block people on Twitter. T001538013136409one.jpg. Jeremiah Johnson. More, construction is done, but Fort Pierce Kayak Park won't open without having a name. Johnson objected to naming the park after Kramer because the commission had not formally designated the kayak launch a park and because the city had not done enough to solicit public input on a name for the launch. The launch has yet to open because it has no name, according to city officials. Johnson on July 17 tweeted, "Sometimes it is hard to understand the work of the devil, but thankfully it is not my war, just a small daily battle overcoming hate by living a life filled with love." Johnson's Twitter handle is @FJeremiahOy. According to the lawsuit, Reed, using the Twitter handle of his restaurant at Diner Sweeties, attempted to reply and discovered Johnson had blocked him. Twitter does not allow a blocked user to interact with the account that blocked it. More, opponents sue St. Lucie County to block addiction rehab center on South Hutchinson Island. Consider subscribing today, help support our local journalism. More, airport tenant got free rent, utilities for 3 years, owes $156,000 to St. Lucie County. In the lawsuit, Reed asks the court to declare that the viewpoint-based exclusion of the individual plaintiff violates the First Amendment, and order Johnson to restore Reed's access. The @JeremiahOy account is a kind of digital town hall in which Johnson uses the tweet function to communicate news and information to the public, and members of the public use the reply function to respond to Johnson and exchange views with one another, the lawsuit claims. Because of the way in which Johnson uses @JeremiahOy, the account has become an important channel for news about the city of Fort Pierce and the local government. Those who are blocked from the account are impeded in their ability to learn information that is shared only through that account, the lawsuit claims. Since blocking Reed, Johnson has changed his Twitter bio, calling his account a personal account. But that doesn't matter, said Barbara Peterson, president of the First Amendment Foundation, an advocate for transparency, public records, and open government. Is it okay for a public official to block someone from his/her social media accounts? No. There's been a lot of recent case law involving President Donald Trump on exactly this issue, Peterson said. And I don't think it matters whether the commissioner is calling it his personal account or his official account. What matters is what's being posted. If Johnson is posting about city business, then he has created a limited public forum under the First Amendment, and he can't limit or restrict who posts. Earlier this month, the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan upheld a lower court ruling which said Trump violates the Constitution when he blocks critics on Twitter.
The Second Circuit Court of Appeals on Tuesday ruled that President Trump cannot block Twitter users from his official account, finding that the practice is discriminatory. The ruling upholds a lower court ruling that also found Trump cannot block the Twitter users. The president uses his Twitter account to make announcements from personnel changes within his administration to the implementation of new policies. The judges wrote, quote, that the First Amendment does not permit a public official who utilizes a social media account for all manner of official purposes to exclude persons from an otherwise open online dialogue because they express views with which the official disagrees.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH. I am using any video here with under fair use if you have criticism, reporting, teaching, etc. And please donate. I do not make money from YouTube, and there are different ways to donate in the video links. Thanks.